Suicide Fantasy Football, back week 5, telling you, first of all, who the bye weeks are. Give the rundown, Jim.
Bye weeks, you got Dolphins, Ravens, Browns, Cowboys, Redskins, Rams.
All right, good shit. All right, now let's talk about who you would pick up at the wide receiver position, Jim. I'm going first with my guy because I love him. Unless Mendenhall's out and Redmond's in, he should be the #1 pickup in all of fantasy football this week, and that's Jacoby Jones of the Texans. Andre Johnson's out. Kevin Walters ain't going to be the dude. Jacoby Jones is going to go for 8 catches, 115 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, I like him this week. He's probably more of a short-term pickup than a long-term pickup. If you're cutting the ties with somebody that you picked high and you want somebody who's going to stay for a long time, I think Victor Cruz is probably a better pickup because he's taken over from the #2 wide receiver spot there. Mario Manningham is probably one of the guys who got injured and is going to lose his job because Cruz is producing, and Eli Manning throws the ball, so he's somebody that you want to go to. He went from being owned in like 3% of leagues to being owned in like 55% of the leagues. He's definitely somebody I think is on the rise who I'd pick up.
And I will say this again, before Hakeem Nicks was Hakeem Nicks, they wanted Victor Cruz to be Hakeem Nicks.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's got no pedigree and no chance to have that second spot on the shitty Giants for the rest of the season.
There you go.
Third
Next
guy, Laurent Robinson. Now, this week, Cowboys are on a bye, but Laurent Robinson, if either Miles Austin or Dez doesn't come back 100%.
You got 2 banged-up guys, #1 and #2 banged up. Could be hurt all year long.
And Kevin Ogletree is not the receiver that Laurent Robinson is.
Yeah, that's somebody I'd pick up. And I go same team, other player. Kevin Walter may or may not be available. He's the #2 guy. He's probably owned in about 60% of leagues. But if he's going to have a week this year, it's probably going to be this week coming up.
And weird that he was the #2 guy. The #1 guy goes out, and he still remains the #2 guy. And Jacoby Jones becomes the #1 guy. But I think that's the way it's going to happen. So, all right, talk about who you would sit.
I got sit/drop because every one of these guys that I'm talking about here, I probably look for a replacement for. Cut them all. The first one is going to be Mike Sims-Walker. He hasn't looked good at all with the Rams. They're on a bye this week anyway, so you're not going to use them. You're looking for somebody to drop.
Can I add one thing to that?
Yeah.
Danny Amendola, they thought he was coming back. And now something happened in practice last week where he's taken a couple of steps back, and it doesn't seem like it's the elbow that he hurt. And they said he's going for more testing. And when they don't say what's wrong with someone and that he's going for more testing, I'm not starting any rumors on Twitter, but I am not going to be surprised if you don't see Danny Amendola for at least another 4 or 5 weeks.
Even without Danny Amendola, he wasn't doing anything.
I know.
You know, Gibson was doing okay. Denario Alexander was doing okay. I'd be cutting Sims-Walker. Stop living off the pass that he made in Jacksonville.
Yep.
I'd be cutting ties with him.
All right, Hines Ward, get rid of him. I know he had a good week once, and I know he's Hines Ward. I know he's going to be in the Hall of Fame, even though Jim doesn't think so. But I'm saying cut him, get rid of him.
Even though he won Dancing with the Stars?
Oh, well, I mean, keep him if you get points for doing the foxtrot.
My next guy I'm cutting, Devon Bess. He did okay for a little bit, but Brandon Marshall is back to being Brandon Marshall again. They're not throwing the ball a lot. Brian Hartline's getting more looks than Devon Bess. I wouldn't be keeping anybody, especially not with Chad Henne throwing the ball down there.
And now that Torrey Smith looks like he's the deep option for Flacco, you want to say wacko for Flacco. Flacco seems to be wacko for Torrey Smith.
Yeah, and I would be cutting Lee Evans without a doubt.
Cut him.
That's who I'm looking at. When they acquired him, I thought, man, that's the deep threat.
Yeah, me too. I got to admit.
He's a little banged up, not really playing that much. I'd be cutting him. So there's the 4. Mike Sims-Walker, Hines Ward, Devon Bess, Lee Evans. Get rid of them.
Butts and Butts telling you what you should be looking at. Week 5 fantasy football. Don't forget to check out suicidefantasyfootball.com and the free second chance option that's available starting week 7. Looking to maybe have a pay league too, but right now the free fantasy option, the One Crazy Fan option, is up there. Sign up for it. Play for free. Going to have some cool prizes. And don't forget to check out Blog Talk Radio Wednesday nights 7:30 to 8:30. Fantasy Football Overload, and Twitter, we're sffallcapital.com, lowercase.
Not dot, sff.com.
All right, lowercase com, uppercase SFF.
Gotcha.
And then Facebook, we are Suicide Fantasy Football. Ready for one more, coming back with tight ends.